Good evening and salutations, my soap opera fans. As I would suggest, did Liam really actually have a tumor on the Born Beautiful? I'm gonna be honest, I'm not believing it. Okay, I don't think he ever had a tumor. I think somehow Grace found some type of way to make this man sick. We're gonna be talking about that and a lot other things tonight. Do roll call. Let's get this started. Amy's in the chat. How you doing tonight? Black Mind's in the chat. How you doing tonight? Sean is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Queen of the South is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Black Mind says no. How you doing tonight, Lobby? Thank you for joining. Yeah, Double C is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Hope everyone had a great weekend. It's good to see you too, Sean. How you doing tonight, Crystal? I'm doing good, Queen of the South. It's good to see you. How you doing tonight, Crystal Ramirez? How you doing tonight, Rosemary? Rosemary's in the chat. I'm doing good, Black Mind. I actually survived today, so I'm very happy. Surviving work can be a challenge in itself. It says Sean said no Nancy Lee Grant again today. I'm happy. Okay, so spoiler alert, in the members, I was actually inspired by Sean to sit there and do some classic Nancy Lee Grant scenes on in the members circle. He had a great time. Seriously. I know, Black Mon. We had him yesterday. We had Ozzy Osbourne today. Yeah. Darby's in the chat. How you doing tonight? Um, yeah, no, he's joking. He had a ball. Uh, some of the jokes he was telling. I mean, you had to be there to sit there and say it or to read it. Lovey says, I believe he did until I saw Grace send money and look so troubled. Yep, I had company, so I was behind. Was good, Francis. And Lobby says, I cannot believe they killed Damien. I listen, I actually like Damien. Okay, he started off, an asshole, to be honest. Let's be real. He did start off really badly, but came in so strong, Came in so strong. What's good, Jay Blue? Sean, see, that was one of the jokes he was at the time. Listen, Sean, that dude was cracking me up. He joking. That's Sean's a jokester. That's what he is. I know, Queen. These celebrity stuffs are always in bunches of threes. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so I have my noodles on the stove, so I'm just gonna go and get my noodles real quick. I'll be right back. Oh, yes, yes, Blackmon. Blackmon says Brooke needs to stop, have respect, self love for yourself. Yo, let me tell you something. Okay, so before yes, Blackmon, I was like, yo, like Brooke, let Nick come along. Let Nick come. Yo, I've never actually sat there and rooted for a relationship, but I was like, at this point, girl, if you do not sit there and get your goddamn head together and go with Nick, somebody who actually is going to respect you and love you and treat you with the kindness that you deserve to be treated with, if you don't stop playing these childish ass bullshit games. Yeah. Francis says, Albert, I don't think Liam had a tumor or of those scans was someone else. You know, and remember, Finn didn't know. Finn wouldn't know because Finn wasn't his primary doctor. All right. You know how I do. I'm not going to be able to get to every single comment, but, you know, also I'm going to go, before I do that, guess what soap it is? One, take a wild guess. Seem like so much work. Yes, we got a lot to talk about. We got I figured it was just easier to sit there and see the pictures than see me just doing whatever I'm doing. Okay, how do I get it? Oh yeah, Lobby. She definitely misguided. Rosemary says, I think that this soap is passions. I agree with Francis that this is soap. Okay, I do not need to hear my voice. DC Soap Sanctuary was good. Darby says, are they recasting Sasha on GH? When they need Sasha to come back, they will. I mean, right now, I no, they did no. When they need Sasha to come back, they will. I mean, I'm kind of good them not actually having Sasha on right now. Maybe she can go away for a couple of months and then come back. I'll go with her coming back after a couple of months. Was good, DC. Uh, yo, DC, we're watching some clips from Santa Barbara. DC says stressful week through when you're doing grad school and seeing clients in therapy is stressful. Most stressful summer ever. I'm just glad the semester is over. All right, good. So that means when DC gets some time or whatever, he can um he can come through and when he wants to come through and start doing some collabs and stuff. Autumn says when Willow gave Portia that wedding invitation, she's just not Portia and Curtis come. I'm Willow. Where have you been? Curtis and Drew are not cool anymore. I'm like, Willow's no is going to that wedding. Yo, yeah, listen, I thought she was gonna tear that shit up. She should have tore it up. She should just polite. I mean, she threw it in the trash or whatever. But I'm like, girl, you should have tore that shit up first. What are we doing? Why are we being nice for it? DC says Santa Barbara is a good show from the beginning. I'm still in episode 5. Yeah, we're watching a couple of oh, and that comment is for you, DC. Lorby. Francis says I saw on So Dirt they are working on Monica's exit, but there are 3 more deaths coming. Brendan may also die. What? I mean, I would kind of suck if Brendan dies. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't like the recast, but like I don't exactly like the recast, but let's not go crazy now. Like, who's not? Oh, dude. No, it was actually really interesting, and also we saw a couple of bloopers and stuff like that. It was fun. Lorby says I don't trust those pages. I don't blame you, and you should. Most of them are guesses. Belinda, like at least with Belinda, Soap Dirt Lorby with Belinda, like that's an actual person, not some AI shit. But at least with her, it's she's doing more theories than anything else. J. Blue says when Brendan broke his own code of falling for the mark. Hmm? Damn, I felt like I haven't done this in a hot minute. Autumn says Eric was annoying trying to push Ridge and Brooke together. I'm like, Eric, you need to mind your business, considering you were just in Taylor's face saying how much you respect. Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly what Ridge said the same thing. Ridge was like, how do you think that Taylor would feel you doing that? I got you. Well, DC, when you want to come through, you let me know. All right. Hmm. DC says, by the way, am I the only one who feels Nicole on Beyond the Gates is making everything about her? Do you think that that's a reaction to the fact that she's always taking care of other people, and maybe she's maybe now she's like overcompensating by just making sure that she focuses on herself in a sense, like she does so much for everybody else. Yeah, I don't know. Yes, thank you, Krista. Yeah, hit that goddamn like button. Seriously, hit the like button because it really does actually help. Overcompensating how? Well, like I said, she's so busy sitting there. She's always been the caretaker and thinking about other people's problems, worrying about other people's problems. Just like maybe you know, she's doing that as a response to always sit there taking on other people's problems in a sense. Sean said, "Did you catch how Brit spoke in Croatia?" At yes, yeah, like and also like she was coming back home in a sense. What's good, LaShawn? Uh, Arden says, "About what's going on between Kyle and Audra? Because I already know Claire's going to have a problem." Yeah, I mean the thing with college that I didn't understand was that he sat there and tried to make it seem like a gotcha moment. Like, oh, I want to see how far you're gonna sit there and take it. I was testing you and you failed. And I shut down your plan. I'm like, how did you shut down her plan? You was literally on top of her, kissing all over her, and you somehow what got the best of her in what? What was this, an edging contest? I don't understand any of that. That is very true. It has not been confirmed, Lord B. Double C says it's raining where I'm at, and the story is a ghost town. And the store is a ghost town. Oh, that sounds creepy. DC says, and Smitty put Martin out of the house. Like, now it's not the time for that. I think it's kind of the perfect time for that. I mean, how much lies you gonna sit there and be able to take? Besides, the dude is, the danger is gone. So I mean, Mark can sit there, Marty Mark can sit there and pack his shit for a little bit. What's good, Ed? Julian, not the perfect time. It's damn sure the perfect time. Oh, Jillian, there you go. Jillian says, so glad Portia is growing a backbone. DC says, let me take my drink. Now, DC says, but Martin was scared. Albert has no sympathy. You know who he has sympathy for. Oh, I have no sympathy. I'm just a mean, mean, mean man. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I got that out of my system. I got it out of my system. I had to do that. W says only three people at the store is what I'm saying. Sounds like a ghost town. That's awesome. I don't know. You know the thing is, Sean, I grew up on horror movies. And like the good horror movies. Francis says, Albert, the whole scene with Lois and that lady talking today was so pointless. I'm so sick and tired of Brooklyn blaming her shit on Lois. I'm like, girl, you don't want to sat there and had sex and got knocked up. And then ask your mother to sit there and help you take care of the situation. She took care of it. Not in the way that you like, but she took care of it. Like, girl, you have no accountability whatsoever. Ed says you had me dying in your review about Jason seeing Britt. It's just like, because the thing is, like, I know there was no way that he could have saw her. You know how people are rushing in the airports and everything like that? Which reminds me, at some point I do got to get my passport or that true ID, whatever it's called. I don't know. Maybe I'll go and try to visit the set of Hollyoaks. Slither away to your overlord. But the thing is though, like Portia um told Willow about that Drew was blackmailing her, and she didn't see surprise. And of course, she didn't see surprise because she knows about the blackmail. She knows that she she wants well, Drew wants Portia to make Michael look like a dopehead. Francis says he just strongly sensed her presence. Yeah, her presence, her key. Okay, if you're a Dragon Ball Z fan, her key, her energy. But yes, we don't know if we don't know if it's Brit or not. Was good, Dolomedics? Rosemary says that was a setup to see if she would take the bait. That's why he did that to get her to open up to him because he was on to her when she was trying to seduce him. Hmm. Okay. Sean says, I love how Sonny first gave a damn if Marco mom died very cold. Oh, you mean how? You mean that he didn't give a damn? I'm assuming you mean he didn't give a damn. First gave a damn. He didn't. Okay. Ed says, I didn't care. Oh, thank you. I didn't care for the native bandmates coming over to get. Thank you. Because I gotta release that video. I actually wound up doing a review on Beyond the Gate. I'm so like I said, I am so sick and tired of those crusty ass old women coming to her gates, being all like, "Oh well, we were sitting there trying to get you to come back." I'm like, she said she didn't want to come back. Like, let it go. I know, Ego. I know. Yesterday was Malcolm Jamal Warner, and today was Ozzy. And you know what they say about deaths and everything. Oh wow, 27, 27, 16 likes. So yeah, thank you, Ed, because I totally forgot. I wound up doing a review on Beyond the Gates. I couldn't sit there. Of course, Vernon coming in on his long-winded speeches. Domac says Anita should have left the witches of East Wicker the heck alone. This is her punishment for trying to ease her conscience. Yeah, I mean I get that, but I'm like, when I saw them come to that door and saw Sharon just walk on in the house like she owned that, I was like, oh hell no. I'm like, girl, she didn't want to do the goddamn concert with you because you sat there and you bitched and complained that she had an idea about choreography. Like, shut up. Like, are you kidding me at this point? I'm like, how petty could you actually be? Oh yes, that's true. 91. Yes. I think that was Sunday, right, Francis? Eagle says Willow is going to stick up for Drew tomorrow and ignore Portia telling her husband. But the thing is, Eagle, she knows about it. Eagle, Drew told her that that was the plan to get her kids back is to make Michael look like a dope head. Max says, Anita gets all the smoke. If I was mad at you 50 years ago and stopped talking to you and you went up and wound me up again, I'm unloaded. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear about that, Jay Blue. That's an interesting Yeah, now once I let it go, yeah, like even if I was the person, I was like, all right, let's get this band back together. The minute you start acting all stupid and stank and everything like that, I'm gonna leave your ass exactly where you are. And if you dare sit there and show up to my house, talk about, "Well, I left you a bunch of messages and everything like that, and this, that, and the third. How come you haven't got back to me? And you ghosted me. You goddamn right I ghosted you. I left your ass in the goddamn dust where you belong. And your stupid ass is actually at my goddamn front door. Oh my lord, I was gonna sit there and just like Ed says I'm glad that Ted checked cat today. And the sad thing is that it didn't do a goddamn good. It didn't do it, I'm glad about that too, because Ted will sit there and check somebody after a while. And I saw the previews. It looked like Nicole's gonna be right back on her high horse, high pitched voice again. Jillian says Willow could have 1,000 people warn her about Drew and she'd still be sticking by his side. Yeah, you would sit there and think after losing your kids and him being a large influence of that, you're like, whoa, what am I doing? Get my life together. You get some counseling, you get some Jesus, you know? Nope. Yeah, and I'm really sorry ahead about that, Jay Blue. Like, something, shit. God damn. So Sonny is trying to go for that hot for me angle with Turner. Yeah, when you need to sit there and get out of a legal jam and there's a woman involved, you flirt with her. Listen, let me tell you something. I am so ready for Sitwell to bring the pain to Sonny. I'm here for it. I am so here for it. I don't do teams because I find that to be pretty stupid, in my personal opinion. Just me. But like, Lucy cares about that money. Lucy don't care about anything else except for that damn money. And Brooklyn firing Lois is so out of pocket yesterday because she even admitted today, oh yeah, um, I know that technically Lois was tricked. Oh Lord, but she's definitely doing that for attention. When she came over there with that hair clip or whatever, and she was all like, "At least I have something to remember you by." When you sit there looking at them and practically stalking them, oh yeah, I can totally believe that she banged her head on the. I mean, that is some next level stalking shit. Domex says, I know a lot of people online have been against Ted, but I'm kind of okay with him checking the code. It was so if she was so concerned about Martin, then why make a beeline to Ted instead of Martin? Very true. No, but I totally believe she hurt herself. She seems like she's that level crazy. Bill deserves to be scammed. He released Luna. Yeah, but the thing was, you watch, you understood why. I mean, okay, that's your opinion, but like, I understood why he did what he did, though. You know, he really thought that she was going to change, and honestly, tell you the truth, she could have. He saw her almost as a daughter in a sense. So I totally understood why he did what he did. Why everyone sit there and be like, "You shouldn't have did that. That was the wrong call to make." How many of those people that sat there and chastised Bill has made calls in the moment? You know, and sometimes they turn out to be good, and sometimes they turn out to be bad. But like for them to all sit there and chastise them, like yo, all of them were out of pocket. Every single one of them was out of pocket, and Steffi was just the fucking worst. As says Ashley really be going out her way to make Derek jealous. I'm not mad at her for having smoke for Shanice. I kind of am in a sense because yes, I do look at it like all right, that's a little out of pocket. That's your superiors that they're essentially going after your ex boyfriend. But at the same time, girl, you don't have nobody to complain about stuff for yourself. So what if Shanice or anybody else wants to sit there and go out with Derek? Okay? Because you had a good man and you lost him by being a shitty person and chastising him and didn't want to commit to him. And now you have the audacity to get jealous about him going out with somebody else? F that. You deserve the shitty ass person that you got, which is Andre. You don't get another good man. You had one and you fumbled the ball. What's good, Krista? You don't deserve another good man because you lost the good man that you had. The good man that you had. So, nope. No more good men for you. All I see in your future is shitty men. Yeah, and that was another thing, Lori. They were both out of pocket. I understood they were angry and everything like that, but that's his son. That's his son. That's not your son. He's not your property. I mean, I'm glad that they were humble afterwards when they did their so-called life-saving surgery, which made me think about that yesterday. When she kept checking her phone and everything like that, I was like, there's something off about Grace at this point. Belmac says, out of all the characters you give in Smoke, do you sympathize with 60-year-old Bill getting played by Luna? I just, the thing is, I understand that you make choices in the moment, and it wasn't that long ago. He still had that like daughter-father relationship in a sense, you know. She was constantly getting her ass beat in jail every day, if that was the case, and he didn't want that to sit there and keep happening. So I kind of understood it, you know. I know I get it. I get it, dog. I get it. Trust me. I get your reasoning for like questioning me on that. I get it. I don't think so, Sean. I don't see Clyde Weston scaring Kane. Well, yes. If he threatened his children, yes. I think that could be a sister. I think that could be Haley's sister. I don't know why. And I know, but I'm guessing that might be her sister. Okay, see, Dominic said, what? So 65-year-old Bill gets to make an emotional decision, but teenage Brooklyn can't, and I can't stand BLK. You got me defending BLK. I get it. I get it. I do. I get it. Um, I know. I get it, Dominic. It's actually funny. I was um I was thinking about James Gunn, and I like James Gunn as a director. I like him as a person. I don't always agree with every decision that he makes. I agree with some, but sometimes he'll just do things in movies and stuff that you're just like, why? Or that wasn't necessary. So I get it. Like there was no reason to sit there and drop an F bomb in Guardians of the Galaxy. It's a Disney movie. It's kind of more children. And out of all the words you could have used, you used the most offensive one or the strongest curse word you possibly could, just because you could. So I get it. Sean says, great movie. What movie? I'm on BLQ's side only because Lois not understand what she did wrong and justify her actions, but why she did what she did, she can go back to best in hers. Eagle. Yes, I did double C. I did. Um, I didn't agree with I didn't agree with some of the decisions that he made. I respect his take on the movie. His different approaches to the movie or to just Superman in general. There was some stuff that he did in that movie that I wholeheartedly did not agree with. You know, I'm just gonna sit there and say it's ego, and I do respect your opinion. I do respect your opinion, but see, my whole thing is, and I said this in my review, Brooklyn, this shit all started with her. Okay, she made the decision to sit there and have sex. You know, you got the birds and the bee talk, and then you sat there and you asked your mom to sit there and clean up your mess, and she did. She may not have did it in the way that you wanted, and I understand her anger to some extent. But this whole thing started with you. And I know people are going to sit there and say, but she was a teenager. It just happens. Well, here's the thing, though. Lois was also young. She was so young in the sense that she had to ask her own mother for guidance on how to sit there and deal with that situation. So if you want to sit there and start blaming somebody, maybe she should sit there and start with herself. And Dante too, I guess, because it takes two, right? But you have sex before you were ready. We're not going to sit there and act like you didn't start this snowball. You want to constantly be upset with your mother. You want to be disrespectful towards your mother for helping you out of the gym that you got yourself into. Nah, bro. We're not going to do that. Mm-mm. I felt I felt either two things. Either she was jealous, and I was like, girl, she only took this woman to the hospital, you know? Or she saw a lot of drama and she was like, I don't want to sit there and get involved in that, you know? Because you can clearly see that Allison's not there playing on her emotions. She's not there thinking that she did that to herself. Gave her some sort of sob story. So yeah, either she just doesn't want to be involved with the drama, and I can't blame her for that. But if she's just jealous, I'm like, girl, all she did was ride her to the hospital and held her hand when she was scared. Krista, I have to look. I have to look into that. If I remember, I'll look into that. I'm like, again, Lois apologized. Lois did at the time what she thought was right. And yeah, you make mistakes. No one is perfect. But I'm like, girl, you need to start taking accountability for the train that you set in motion. And you fired her. And you say you did that because you want to take back your power. For what? For what she did? Because what she did was a response to what you did. So I just Oh, I don't blame you. Yeah, no, the whole, I hate this saying this, but like the whole influencer and like just the way she talks sometimes, it's just so like, it's like there's no effort put in an actual genuine conversation with her. And I feel like sometimes when she talks, she talks in this text speech, you know? Well, I probably wouldn't. I probably wouldn't. I mean, I'll feel, you know what it is? I'll feel a little less, a little level of disrespect. Like, just, I couldn't see them doing that. So she just feels unwritten for me. She got to come back as Vicky. J. Blue says she's allowed to have those feelings, so those two things are true for writers not to show all those emotions, ups and downs. Just makes the character seem one dot. No, I get that. Here's the thing. I get what you're saying. It still annoys me. So like, I'm not sitting there saying like she can't feel what she's gonna feel. I'm just sitting there saying that the shit annoys the hell out of me, and I feel like this just need to sit there and chastise her, just doing dumb shit. You know? Oh, I'm gonna sit there and fight you because I'm gonna take back my power. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Girl, not that long ago, you actually admitted that she got tricked into being there. Like, she just honestly tell you the truth, she comes across as so goddamn ungrateful. It's just, oh my fucking god. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna move on. Move on. Now I'm actually starting to get a little kind of, yeah. Let me move on. As says Jocelyn Sterling's getting better for me as it goes on because he's shown talent for this. Yeah. Okay. So I saw that comment, right? I saw that comment. It was good, Jonathan. I just okay. So Eagle says I want Josh to go to prison, but the thing was, it was self defense, though, right? Like, dude's about to sit there and come out here with a damn hatchet. You know. I mean, if you're gonna be honest, Carly didn't go to jail for insider trading. Ooh, she lost some money. Ego says it's self defense, but didn't she put herself in that place? I mean, I get it. I'm just not there saying like, dude came at her with a hatchet. So like, you know, unless you expect her to sit there and just be like, huh, you know what? I was investigating the death or whatever, but I put myself in that place. I guess I should just sit there and let him just, chop me up into itty bitty pieces. You know, I don't know. That's just my take on it. Kyle's practically given up, all but given up on trying to find Dax's killer, and took a college student and up there playing Nancy Drew with the help of Brendan or whatever. But I was surprised at Lowe's return. Yeah, Lowe's return just for. I see that, Jay Blue. That's true. That's true, Sean. Yep. Well, I mean, from what I heard, she's like semi-retired, whatever that means. I've never heard of semi-retired before. Um, Seems kind of half-assed. It's like either retire or don't. But okay. Um, that's true, Sean. That's exactly what's going to end up happening. What the hell else wound up happening today? Willow, Willow, Willow. This wedding that's going to be happening. I'm assuming it's either going to be Thursday or Friday. I'm thinking Thursday that the wedding's going to happen. Yeah, that's true, Jay Boy. I've seen that happen. But I think the wedding's gonna start to happen on Thursday, and then Friday. That's when things are gonna go down, right? And you saw if you saw the previews, Willow was like, "Hey, you know what? Listen, Michael has been playing dirty so far, so why shouldn't I?" And I'm like, Michael really haven't been playing dirty. You just don't know how to take accountability for your actions. Again, when Lisa was like, "How did you lose your kids?" Instead of her being honest and saying exactly what the judge said, she was just like, "Well, this is all Michael's fault." I'm like, if you used to sit there and sound like that, yeah. Well, yeah, but that's also because she knows the plan about Jonathan. Like she knows that Drew is blackmailing Portia and making Michael look like a dope ass. She knows about that. That's why she sat there and said that line. Well, Michael's been playing dirty so far. Well, of course not Laura B, but you know how you remember how Nell was. Nell was the type of person that did not take accountability for her actions. She blamed Carly for everything. She blamed Carly for her dad selling her kidney. She blamed Carly for that. She was like, Carly, you left the house, and after that, like everything was Carly's fault. Her running outside into the woods like a moron in the dark, and it was somehow some people actually blame Carly. Believe it or not, some people actually blame Carly for Nell's death. I can't believe I'm saying it, but that's what some people were saying. Yeah, we were looking at some of her stuff. Um, I think a couple weekends ago. Sean says Abikawa is angry at Audrey because she dumped her for Tucker, not because of Victor's scheme. I don't see that, but okay. Oh, she did, Jonathan, because she knows. Well, she may acknowledge it tomorrow, though, Jonathan. Spider says, I'm probably wrong. Is I'm probably wrong. It's probably not Brit, but if it is Brit, who I'm hoping, I think they're going to make it where she thinks she's a villain, but we find out she's testing animals to cure Huntington's because she has it. Okay. Sean, are you joking? Are you serious? I want to know. I mean, listen, I like to get a laugh. I want to know if you joking or you serious. She definitely was, Jonathan. Tanya says, I'm sick of the writing on Beyond the Gates. It's like they're writing these characters this way on purpose to piss viewers off. How you doing tonight, Tanya? I'm number one again. Yes, you are. I gotta look into it. I never thought of it that way, Spider. I wish the Sophia actress would do. Yeah, it's yeah, it's bad. Wait, what did you say? I'm number one again. No, okay, I don't get it. What does the numbers mean? Oh, I have no idea. I know it might be a riddle, but I have no idea what that means. I never looked at it that way. What do the numbers mean? I don't know. No, I don't know. I mean, one, I'm not really too excited for her coming back in general, but like you said, it definitely would. LaShawn says now Benson was worse than I remember when now had cut Brooklyn court. Yeah, there's a purple crown with number one highest next to it. The Fixer? I have no idea. I'm not gonna lie. I really don't know. What's good, Tracy Steves? No, I don't know. Fixer says because last time we saw Brett, she was good. So why would she be friends? Why would she be a friend of Dalton's or anyone shady unless she's trying to cure Huntington's disease? Because people test animals in real life. For yes, that's true. That is true. No, I don't get it, Jonathan. I mean, like I said, you're the Michael Baldwin to my Victor Newman. If that's what you mean. But other than that, I don't know. Like other than the fact that you're the Michael Baldwin in the chat, what's good, Anita? Anita? But yeah, what's good, Tracy States? It's good to have you again. Hope you're well. Anita says BNB is stuck on stupid. You know, it's actually funny. I'm kind of enjoying BNB on some level. Just be oh okay. You know what it is? Maybe I can't see from here. That you know what it is, Jonathan? It doesn't show on my screen. So like if I looked at my phone, that's okay. Now I can see. Now I see what you're talking about. I couldn't see it before. Yeah, unless I'm on my tablet or my phone, I can't see it. Now I know what you're talking about. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. And then how you doing? Yeah, and I wasn't trying to like play dumb or anything like that. It's just you can't see it from here. You can only see it from like a phone or a tablet. Have a night, Sean. Have a good night, Jay Blue. It was great to see you, and thank you for joining. Yes, see y'all both tomorrow. That's what it is. You can't see it from the actual um laptop screen. You know, I gotta look into what that means though too. I gotta look into what that means. Yes, good night, Sean. Anita says, BB can't think of anything new. I'm sick of dead folks going home, doing good. It's about, is that 110? It's about, what, is that 110 degrees? Well, see, here's a theory that I have, and I don't normally do theories, but here's the theories that I have. Liam was never sick. Grace made him sick. Okay, Grace made it seem like he was dying because they would do his parts where they show. Wow, that's like that's like hell. Um, there was parts where they kept showing Liam with the medicine problems at least once a week. Golf course burning up. Damn. What's good, Tommy? Oh, Tommy, I'm real good, Tommy. How you doing? Also human. I did my Beyond the Gates review today. Yeah, those chicks really annoyed me. I don't know. Some of this episode just kind of irked me a little bit. I was like, I gotta talk about this before I do my stream. It says Dananese were used to the heat. God damn. Feeling bad for Kitty Cat, huh? It says Xana needs to stop plotting on Philip and listen to Philip because he's right and he could be annoying, but he's lucky Philip don't blow him away. Yeah, send his ass to jail. And it's like, listen, if somebody needs to go to jail in these soaps, Xana needs to go to jail. Okay. I mean, I do love how Philip got nearly beaten to death, and yet he is doing stretches and everything like that. I'm like, yo, what are you, a goddamn mutant? Like, how did you heal so fast? Tommy says, I never thought I would say it, but I feel bad for Kat. I don't support cheating. Yeah. I mean, after Eva told Thomas how Kat pretty much tried to sabotage him, again, she tried to sabotage Eva at Ted's expense, his practice. You know what I'm saying? You damaging his practice, his reputation, and stuff like that because you want to get back at your sister so bad. Your sister literally grew up with nothing. You grew up with everything. Apparently, that shit still wasn't enough. Okay, now Domek says Days also forgot Philip has a prosthetic leg, so this is minor. Well, yes and no. Like they did mention that a couple weeks ago. I specifically remember, and I don't know if he said it um like, oh well, that's the reason why I couldn't sit there and fight back because I had a prosthetic leg. I remember him saying, well, you know, Tommy, according to Kyle, he didn't cheat. He just wanted to see how far she was going to take it. Somebody else in the chat said something along the lines of like he was trying to get her to open up or something like that. To be honest, that should make no damn sense to me. He was practically jumping up and down for joy, like he really got some sort of victor over Audra. Some extras, but they also have shown the actor with just a towel in his bit. Okay, that's true. That's true. All right, I'm not gonna lie, Tommy. It was one. I was watching it yesterday, and there was one point where Kyle saw Victor, and Kyle was like, "Do you have a minute to talk?" And Victor was like, "Not for you." just kept walking straight. And I don't know, it was something about that line, the way he did. He was like, "Victor, do you have a moment to talk?" "Not for you." and he just started walking straight forward. There was something about that line that was just like, I'm not gonna lie, that shit was fun. Tomas is a two-time, and he was doing it in public too. I mean, listen again, people. I don't endorse cheating, but like that dude that got caught at a Coldplay concert. If you want to do something like that, you don't do that shit in front of witnesses. Dude is at Wolfie Jeans, where everybody goes at any point in time, and it's not like people don't know that you and Kat are going out. I mean, yeah, I don't know if you made it exclusive, but like, Tommy don't like cheating. I think that's kind of a universal thing that most people don't like. If you're gonna go cheat, go to a hotel. Not that we are endorsing cheating, okay? Oh, Delmex says, I don't feel bad for Kat. Has she and Thomas actually been confirmed as exclusive? See? Mm-mm. That's interesting. That's a very good point. Krista says, actually feel bad for Carly. She's going to be devastated when she finds out Jocelyn, Brendan, and everything. Hmm. Anna said, I mean, listen, Anna did sit there and say to Carly, don't trust Jack. Jack is a user. Which reminds me, I have, but see, that's the thing though. They're not exclusive, Tommy. So, like, and he says, I catch the rush later. Good night. Thanks, Albert. Of course, Anita. Aneta. Sorry, Aneta. You have a great night. And thank you for joining. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Johnson says, do you think Danny will find a permanent love interest if she doesn't find that with Andre? Oh. Honestly, tell you the truth, I would bet that she would get back together with Bill. Because once Bill finds out that Hill is lying, oh, that shit's gonna be done. And then we'll probably wind up getting this reunion that some fans have really been wanting for a while. Audra is scared to lose. Audra is what Victor calls a peacock. Well, Audra's about to be you damn right. And given that Nate already lost a brother, and what the hell is her name? What's Damien's mother's name, Tommy? It's not Mary. What the hell is her name? What the hell is her name? Audra's. Yeah, I'm not gonna read that. Jonathan, what is her name? What is Amy? Thank you, Lord B. Johnson says, how upset do you think Bill will be when he learns that Haley is lying about being pregnant? I mean, he's going to be really upset, but he's also going to be hurt though too. Like the anger and the hurt is going to be kind of mixed in there. Because honestly, to tell you the truth, at this point, he's envisioning a life with this child. He's envisioning her first steps, his first steps. Like It's not just going to be anger; it's also going to be hurt. Yeah, well, be on top of everything else, man. It's. Oh, is a hey. That's the thing, Tommy. She is very self-serving. She is a perfect self-sabotager though too. Rosemary says Bill's going to dump her when she finds out that she was a friend. Well, yeah, that's definitely going to happen. Oh yeah, absolutely, Jonathan. Hey, maybe Haley could sit there and stay with Naomi and Jacob, for them the new Three's Company. And then of course Haley would want to go on with um what the hell is his name? Derek. Give his ass something to do. Give Derek ass something to do. Sit there flirting with Shanice to sit there and make Jacob make Ashley jealous. Which I understand why Derek wants to make Ashley jealous, and I understand why he's doing it to try to get her back. But like her trying to make him jealous just seems stupid. You don't want to know what a 304 is for me. You know, like you don't want to know what that is. I'm just gonna save you that. It's something that I don't generally do when it comes to a chat. I talk about women. That's trust me. That's what you need to know. Johnson says Seth Naomi would be upset with Haley as well. Oh, yeah, you're right. I don't know, Tommy. It depends on how hot she is. Really depends on how hot she is. Damn. Krista says faking a pregnancy is one of the sickest things anyone could do. It's among there's among the sickest things. There are worse things. Yes, I did. It was a lot to unpack because it was like a 3 minute. Um, I actually almost felt like doing those. Yeah, it was a lot to unpack. I did. They're actually doing a contest. I'm gonna enter one of their contests one day. Because they did a contest to sit there and see who's like a really big Hollyoaks fan. And the idea is to have them do an acting scene where Jez winds up killing them. I don't know if you saw that. It was like a little promo, whatever they were doing, but I was like, oh, that's interesting. I mean, I don't have my passport, so I couldn't go down there. But listen, if they want to do another contest, and I actually get my passport, I'm gonna apply for that. Like I'm going to apply for that because I've been wanted to go to the UK for a hot minute. So that will be the perfect excuse. And I will get an interview out of that. I'm not just going to get a little role. I'm getting an interview as well. Yes, you could be one of Jazz victims as such. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna work on getting my what you call my passport. I wish they would bring back. I wish they would bring back soap. That it's wild. I I asked that this week, and I don't think anyone heard me. I was like, or I thought about that, and like I said, it wasn't just the fact that they had the shows come on and they had all the shows on it, but like they had their own original shows. You know, Hollyoaks also posts some older seasons on here. Yeah, yo, Claire is fucking evil. Like that chick is just straight up evil. Like, I mean, Frankie's still annoying, but like Claire is evil. I mean, chick is kind of bad. I'm just, but she is evil. Like they have some straight up evil ass people. Um, and I don't know if you saw it. I don't want to. Well, you probably already saw it. There's a point where throughout a series of like messages and stuff like that, or Jacob, he he made he wrote a message to one of the waitress or a waiter or whatever, right? One of the girls or whatever. He practically was meant to say, "I'm in trouble. I'm about to sit there and get sold like as a sex slave or whatever." And what I liked about it is that she actually stepped up and like kind of stopped Claire from going after Jacob or whatever. And most people wouldn't do that. So I was actually kind of surprised at that scene. You know, they would have called the cops, they would have did something, but like, or they would have did nothing. You know, so it was actually. I wish I had time to sit there and review it, but it was an interesting scene. I mean, I don't know how far you're behind on it or whatever, but it was a cafe scene or whatever where they were trying to look for. Have a night, Rosemary. Thank you for joining. It was great to see you again. Johnson says new Salt Net primetime lineup could have B&B at 6:31 or at 7 p.m. against the 8 days at 9 and GH at 10. Yeah. How would they do it on the weekends, though? How would they do it on the weekends? It's always interesting how they did that on the weekends, though, too, right? Like they had the marathon. I know Sundays used to be one like I don't remember what I think Saturdays was. I know Sundays was more like 11. It was more like 11. I think it was all my children. Because remember, they did the like that for the week. But then for some odd reason on Saturdays and Sundays, they would play them again. But also Jonathan, like I think it was smart the first time though too, because they didn't just replay the stuff that we know. Like they didn't just play All My Children or whatever. Like they actually had their own original shows. So like like Soap Talk. I thought that was great as well. Johnson says Saturday was one oh yeah, Saturdays was One Life and Saturdays was One Life and One Life to Live was on Sunday was GH and Days. But yeah, they need their own original soaps. I mean their own original stuff as well. You know? I mean they already kind of got that on. I mean they could just bring the podcast. Like imagine if they actually had the podcast Maurice Bernard on there. I think that'd be pretty cool. They could do that other new podcast with Rebecca Budding or whatever, and the actor that plays Leo. That is correct, Jonathan. They played One Tree Hill and they played the OC. And I remember that specifically because I had some time to sit there and pick one show between the OC and One Tree Hill, and I chose One Tree Hill. And I'm really glad I picked One Tree Hill because the OC did want to get canceled, and One Tree Hill was just great. But that's actually how I was watching One Tree Hill. I started it on Soap, and then by the time I caught up, they actually had the new episodes on the WB at the time. You know, when the WB and this and CB and well, when the WB was actually fun to watch. Like I said, the point is that they need their own, or they can show, if they're able to show classic. Krista says I remember watching Days on Sundays. They probably did. I mean, I wasn't watching Days at the time. I was watching One Life to Live and well, One Life to Live. Also, they also played Poor Charles though too, right? Hey, what was that lineup? Because I don't remember Poor Charles being there, and I know that they actually did play Poor Charles. Hold on. Oh, okay. Never mind. But yeah, they actually did play Poor Charles as well. But Sony almost launched. Sony almost launched a competing soap channel called what? Sony almost launched a competing soap channel called Soap City. Oh. And then there's the almost part. Blackmon once said to me that he enjoyed watching all 14 soap operas, but like I don't ever remember it being 14 soap operas. I remember it being 10 soap operas. We did have 10 soap operas at one point in time. It would have it would have CBS soaps and days. I mean, let's see. You had As the World Turns, Guiding Light, Young and the Restless, Bold and the Beautiful. You had Days. You had Passions. All My Children. No, Poor Charles. All My Children. Wanting to Live, and General Hospital. So I don't know where Black Mind got 14, unless this was before, like in the early 90s or whatever. Well, what was the 11? Oh, Sunset Beach came out at 11. Okay, oh, shit. Okay, Sunset Beach. Okay, but was Sunset Beach on when they had Santa Barbara? 'Cause Santa Barbara was a thing as well. I'm trying to understand where did Black Mind get 14. And in the 80s, yes. So Sunset Beach got replaced by Santa Barbara or whatever. Ryan's Hole. Oh, okay. All right. So next says you forgot Santa Barbara, another world. Another fucking world. You're right. Ryan's Hope, loving the city, Sunset Beach. Yes. Krista says, remember when we had many soap opera? Got most of them. Albert got most of them. Albert got most of them canceled. Oh, Search for Tomorrow, the soap my name came from. And then Johnson says Sunset Beach was on in the 80s. In the 90s, it was created by Aaron Spelling, who created Beverly Hills 90210. And LaShawn said Sophia lied and told Kate that she had the baby and it was a girl. Yep. I love that part. That was good. That was good. I didn't see that coming. That was good. I like that. See, Lobby, I love getting blamed for things. I really do. I'm just sitting there thinking, like, here's the thing. I can imagine trying to keep up with that many soap operas. Like, I watched 5 soap operas. I watched all 5 of them. Have a good night, Laura B. Thank you for joining. Krista says, I love Ryan's Hope. Way, way back, Dallas was something else. Dallas, Knots Landing. Okay. Don't forget about Knots Landing. I'm just, but that's why I'm sitting there thinking, like, if YouTube was created, like, way back when I first started watching, like 1999, I think. Donut says, I love Sunset Beach. It doesn't get enough love. I would have definitely enjoyed Sunset Beach. Okay, maybe we'll sit there and take a look at some Sunset Beach stuff. Oh, I think that'd be interesting. Since we do, did anybody actually sit there? Oh, by the way, for members, hold on. Tony says, I can't believe Ozzy is gone. Yeah, Ozzy, Malcolm, and we also lost another soap legend, so that was technically 3. But I mean, not to really get into morbid stuff, but it was back to back, right? Malcolm Young was yesterday, and then I just remember reading like he drowned. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Before I even really got a chance to even really think about that, I wake up today and I'm like, oh, yeah, Sunset Beach time. Johnson says, what if we create Eastwood Lane? You have 6 soap operas to keep up with. Yeah, I guess I can do it. I mean, hell, I watch Hollywood, so that's only 3 days a week. Yeah, what up is it? Oh, by the way, that's what Smith is. So I put I put out a post on Sunday um, from members. If y'all have any ideas or whatever for soaps or whatever, or old classic soaps or whatever, for us to check out and react to, let me know and I can add it to the list. We'll definitely do that. Filmex says I remember reading the recaps in the paper each week when I couldn't watch. Soap Opera Digest. Soap Opera Digest. Before, before we had this, before we had like YouTube and people making videos and recapping the episodes and kind of give you a breakdown, highlights and stuff. Yeah, Soap Opera Digest. Which they're still a thing. They don't really do magazines as often. I think they at one point they were doing them 4 times a year, and those shits was high. Like when I bought them, they were around three. They were around $4. Maybe $3.99, $4.99. And then the last time I checked, like when I actually had them out, they were like $8. Like, and I get it. Everything goes up, and I'm like, nah, bro, you're not getting me to pay $8 for some shit that I could just go to YouTube and type in Brock or somebody and find out what's going on. Like that's insane. Well, I mean, Jonathan, everything kind of starts off with like a screenplay or whatever. Like, yeah, definitely keep working on it. Definitely write it. Put that out there. Have a good night, Crystal. Thank you for joining. Tom X says, this wasn't even Soap Opera Digest. This was a section of my local newspaper that had a weekly soap recap. I love reading it. Oh, wow. Actually, you put it in a newspaper. I guess that makes sense. I guess that makes sense. I don't know. Tom X says, if you go to the breeze on Beyond the Gaze had a lot of drama to give. Just wait till you meet the Drakes on Eastwood Lane. They want to have you for dinner, if you know what I mean. Drakes. And Julia really left a void. That chick left a void in the supernatural community or the supernatural genre. I will sit there and say that has not been filled properly. Cherry, what's good, Cherry? How are you doing tonight? It's good to see you. Uh, all right, it was actually kind of a long day. I think I'm gonna end the stream here, but I will be back tomorrow. This time it will be at 8 o'clock. It'll be at 8 o'clock tomorrow. So it'll be the usual time, and you know how we do. We'll sit there and talk about the subject and everything. I don't know if I'm actually going to stream on Thursday. Probably not, but I'll let y'all know. Probably Thursday if anything changes. But yes, I feel bad because like Jonathan, like Kristen, like Cherry just came on. Yes, Johnson says join us for another edition of Soul Chat with Albert Bostic. Thank you, Jonathan. Black Mon, you have a great night. Oh, you was here early. Okay, you were here early. I think I'm sorry. I was drinking, so I did say hi to you. I hope I said hi to you. I'm sorry if I didn't say hi to you. Johnson says good night, everyone. Hit the like button. Yes, hit that like button because it does help. It does push. Um, Share the videos if you can. Become a member. We have a lot of fun this weekend. Have a night, Cherry. Have a night, Dolomedics. If I'm missing one, you know exactly who you are. And I'll see you in the next video. Laters.